This podcast was originally live-streamed on the NonSequitur show on YouTube. New episodes air weekdays, Monday through Friday, at 8 p.m. Eastern at youtube.com/NonSequitur show. Make sure you never miss a live stream by visiting www.nonsecshow.com/schedule. For the latest news, polls and updates throughout the day, follow us on Twitter @NonSecShow or Facebook.com/NonSecShow. That's NonSeq show. If you'd like to get exclusive content, bi-weekly private hangouts with Kyle and Steve, backstage access to chat with guests after shows hosted on your channel and much more, become a Patreon saint of NonSequitur. It ensures we continue to improve our show and brings you into the process at the same time. Visit patreon.com/NonSequitur today while the limited spots are still available.
The following podcast is intended for those who believe bold ideas are righteous, unique perspectives are gospel, and strong opinions are sacred. This is Non Sequitur. Never follow. And now, here are your hosts, Kyle Curtis and Steve McRae.
All right. Hopefully, everyone out there in YouTube land can hear us. We are now live. I am once again producing tonight, so if there's any glitches, it's Steve's fault. Obviously,
like
so,
my no screen, so that's my fault.
Yeah, I I haven't got to that yet. Okay, one thing at a time. We will get
Minor.
you
Compared to what we just went through. Minor.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. I actually did that on purpose, everyone, because I want you guys to get creative and dub in something behind Steve. Find a good spot in tonight's show and put whatever you want. A bunch of penises, whatever. Let's be creative.
One dick.
Yeah.
No more than that.
Well, the dick will already be in the picture. Obviously, that's who you're putting the green screen behind.
Ah, gotcha. So put a big pussy right here.
Let us know if you can. Let me know in the live chat if you can hear us okay. And that way I know that we are all good to go. Let's look at the calendar. Tomorrow is a good show. Red's Rhetoric versus Mr. Intelligent Design. Who is excited for that? I know Steve is.
Yeah. Yes, sort of.
And the thing is, we don't know what the topic's going to be. That's the exciting part. Mr. ID is bringing the topic. We're just going to have to roll with it. So hopefully it will be something good and entertaining. It looks like we are A-OK, so that's good. Awesome. And then on Halloween, we have Abandoned Florida, who he goes and visits a lot of abandoned funeral parlors and places that just look creepy. So we're going to take a look at what he does and some of the risks that come along with it, with the legal risks, things like that. So I'm very excited about that. Have you ever heard of the proper people, Steve?
As opposed to the improper people?
Well, that would be us, obviously.
Okay. No, fill me in on the proper people.
The Proper People is an excellent channel. If you have not seen the Proper People, go check them out. But they do urban exploration, which, they'll find like abandoned mines or old steel factories, and they go in and they tour the place. So you get to see like how it was left, how it used to be. And there's several episodes.
Fun.
It is. But there's one episode where they go to this old steel factory, and it's like guarded by barbed wire and stuff like that. They get in, and while they're inside, the security finds them and starts sealing them inside the steel factory. So they have to break. Yeah, it's exciting. It's very exciting.
To what reason would they be doing that? Why would they want to seal them in?
So that they wouldn't be able to leave, so the police could come and get them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was more like more permanent thing, like
oh no,
down some kind of secret they want silent.
No, it's just so that the police could come. They did get out, and but the creepiest places that they go to are the abandoned like hospitals or mental asylums from the early 1800s.
Oh, yeah.
There's one where they're at a children's wing of a hospital, okay? And there's like dolls everywhere and stuffed animals that are ripped open. But there's this bicycle, this little small pink bicycle that's standing up in the middle of the hallway. And they don't mention it or anything. They just keep exploring. Well, when you come back, and the only reason I know about this is because I read the comments, and somebody pointed out in the comments. They don't say anything about it, but when they're coming back out the hallway, the tricycle is on its side and pushed off to the other side. So it's crazy.
Let me ask you this: Would you sleep in a haunted sane asylum, and all you had like a sleeping bag, no light, no flashlight, no?
Are you kidding
radio?
me? No. There's a lot of other people. Like this is like a high end channel, like production value. But there's a lot of other channels that go and do this sort of thing too, and several of them have they have shows or episodes where they're in like an abandoned house from the 20s, and it's in like a rundown portion of the town, and there are people that come in to do drug deals or whatever, and so they get chased. So they're like stuck in one corner of the house trying to figure out how to get out while there's people in the other side. It's really intense and thrilling. So check it out, guys. It's good. Okay,
cool.
Let's get into tonight. I'm going to let Steve introduce our guest who is with us and the topic, and we'll get things started. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks for bearing with us tonight. We had a little technical problems, but Rose Patton is with us tonight. A little late, but here. Many of you might know Rose Patton. She's been around for since the internet began, I guess, or at least G+. She's really old school. Lover, hater, who knows? You probably have both by the time you end up watching this, but she is a friend of mine. I go way back with her. We disagree on literally everything, but I do love her to death. And we brought her on to talk about the Mandela effect, because this is one conspiracy theory that she really does buy into, one of many. I think actually every conspiracy theory you buy into.
Is that true, Rose?
Is
that true, Rose?
Which ones don't you buy into, Rose?
Oh, there's so many. Come on. It's the ones that I can prove are right with documentation and stuff like that from Freedom of Release Act and everything like that. Those are the ones I'm going to have to believe because that's public information. Now, the other ones that are not proven, I don't buy into. So let's be clear about that.
What are your top what would be considered conspiracy theories, Rose? Which ones the ones that you're really passionate about?
Well, 9/11, of course, like millions of other people. The Boston bombings, Sandy Hook, the Orlando shootings. There's so many.
What about
I'm not saying nobody didn't die. Well, flat Earth isn't really a conspiracy theory, I don't think. I think it's just a theory, just like, because we don't know. We don't go into space. We're not allowed to. You have to be an astronaut. You have to be in certain, secret societies to even be thought of going into space. So we don't know. So I wouldn't consider that.
Because I want to do a show on
that's not a conspiracy. That's not a conspiracy theory. You just have to look up in the sky.
Okay, so
it's right there.
Those are real. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's get into the Mandela effect, because that's the one that we kind of want to talk about tonight. So can you explain to everybody what the Mandela effect is, and then we'll get into some examples, maybe?
Right. So this lady, back in the 2000s when Mandela had died, again to her, because she remembers seeing on TV him dying in the 80s with her mother. So when she saw that he died in the 2000s, she was like, wait a minute, something's wrong with this. I remember that very clearly, and so did her mother. So that was why the Mandela effect, it's called the Mandela effect, based on that first initial thing happening.
It was how she remembered him dying, rather than just being imprisoned, that according to her, she remembers he actually died. He actually died.
Yes. And her mother also, they remember seeing TV news. They remember seeing the coverage about it and everything. So then that started people looking into other things, that they remember that might have changed.
Well, let's ask people. Kyle, do you remember Nelson Mandela dying way back when? Because I don't personally, but
I don't even remember him. I mean, I was too young, I think, to the only Nelson Mandela, or the memories that I have of him, were what he did when he was out. I can't speak to ever hearing that he died.
Yeah, well, if he got out, then he clearly didn't die in prison.
Correct.
Yeah. That makes
Right.
sense. Okay.
Right. Well, I'm not saying I believe that one. I'm just saying it's not about believing. It's about what you remember.
Yeah.
Which
So
do you
people's
remember?
personal memory.
gotcha.
There's some things I remember that are Mandela. It's called a Mandela effect, but it doesn't mean you believe all of them. It's just your memory of
Right.
it.
No, I get that. Yeah,
So you
you
might
don't
just-
it doesn't have to
you
be
might
all.
agree.
All right.
But on this particular one, I'm just for my own edification. Do you believe Mandela died or didn't die from your timeline?
I have a memory of that. I remember him the 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So which ones do you believe in as far as the Mandela effect goes? Which ones do you think are accurate?
Well, I can give you a couple of examples, and you can tell me what you think as well.
Sure. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's start off with something simple like an old Gatorade slogan. Now, they had Quench Your Thirst or Thirst Quencher. Which one do you remember as their slogan?
Thirst quencher.
I thought it was Thirst Quencher. I would say
Thirst
Thirst
Quencher.
Quencher too.
All right, now I remember Quench Your Thirst. Okay, so and now these are the ones I'm telling you that thousands of other people remember, so either what you do or what I do, whatever.
Right.
But,
Okay.
it differs.
Now,
Okay,
real quick, does that
so
mean
another one.
Does that mean before we go to another one? Does that mean that you and I came from different timelines and that we kind of met in this one? Is like a quantum leap or something, or is it just what's the quick explanation?
I'm not going to go that far. I don't know what the explanation is. I just know that people remember, like very, very seriously remember something else.
Okay.
So
right,
This is fun. What are some? This is fun. What are some other? I like doing this.
Okay.
Which one or the other?
Okay. So Scarface quote, the fight scene. Does he say A, another Quaalude, she gonna love me in the morning? Or A or B, another Quaalude, she gonna love me again?
I can't.
I never saw Scarface.
I can't remember. I saw the movie, but I can't remember that actual either one of those. I remember Say Hello to My Little Friend and then him smashing his face into a pile of cocaine. I remember that.
Yeah, say hello to my little friend.
Yeah.
Okay, well in the movie now he says another Quaalude, she gonna love me again. Now also Friday, Chris Tucker also says the line, and he says it as B, another Quaalude, she gonna love me in the morning. He says it supposedly from the quote from Scarface. So obviously that could be a residue.
Let me ask you a question. On these examples that you're giving, the ones that you remember, like let's say the Gatorade, the Quench Your Thirst, or the Scarface quote, you should be able to go back to either the ads for Gatorade back then or one of the original movies. Are they actively changing that, or what's happening there?
It says it was never that.
People have said it's a quantum reality change, and so the people who are in one reality experienced one movie, people in another reality experienced another movie.
I don't see how this could be a conspiracy theory because it's easily proven. Like you can just go back and look at the
well,
ads.
no, because the way it would be looked at is that we're both in the same timeline now. So whatever waveform or wave function collapse, whatever reality came to be where you and I are in the same one, that's the one that we were both in. Now I might remember my reality being different, and you might remember the continuation of your reality, this one, but I may have came from a different reality, or you may have came from a different reality.
But there's only one reality, so the commercials in that one reality are going to be.
We understand this, but I'll tell you how the
Rose, help me out here. Help me out, Rose. What am I missing?
Rose. She jumped quantum realities. Oh,
Did
she
we
had
lose
quantum
Rose?
shift. I'm not sure. I know she
Send her-
has
Send her a message. See if she's still. I'm not
I
seeing
hope she
any.
didn't jump realities.
I'm not seeing any audio from her now. She may have gotten disconnected. But while you get a hold of her, I'll just. To me, I don't see how this could be a conspiracy theory. It's easy to jump back to either getting a the role from Scarface when it came out and watching that, or going and looking at ads from Gatorade from sports magazines, anything like that, where they had that thirst quencher or quencher thirst.